Now to the war in the Middle East. Hundreds of thousands of people right now are fleeing Beirut after a warning from Israel. Everyone in the southern area of the Lebanese capital has been told, get out, by the Israeli military, an area it says is a Hezbollah stronghold. There is no certainty on population figures, but estimates say it could see up to 700,000 people forced from their homes. British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer is standing by his decision not to join the US-Israel military strikes in Iran. Starmer's position has been publicly criticised, as you know, by Trump, saying he's no Churchill, who's accused him of ruining the special relationship between the two countries. While the UK has sent more defensive resources to the Middle East and announced that overnight, Starmer's not budging in the face of Trump's criticism.
Look, the special relationship is in operation right now. We're working with the Americans in the deployment from our bases. We are working together in the region. The US and the British working together to protect both the US and the British in joint. We're jointly located, and we're sharing intelligence on a 24/7 basis in the usual way. That is the special relationship. That is a special relationship in operation.
The escalation of the war has now seen at least a dozen countries affected by military strikes. As well as Iran and Israel, much of the wider Middle East region has also been hit. This map shows you the scale of it now. Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, the UAE, Iraq, as far north as Turkey, all being targeted. It is spreading. And overnight, Azerbaijan was hit and they blamed Iran. Iran blamed Israel. So still some TBC on that situation. Staying with the war for a second, we're standing by to deploy planes to rescue Kiwis stuck in the Middle East. More than 3,000 New Zealanders are officially listed as being in the region. The Defence Minister, Judith Collins, says it could actually be thousands more than that. The Minister joins us live this morning. Minister, good morning.
Good morning, Ryan.
Do we know, or if we do manage to get a repatriation flight, and I note the Brits have done one from Oman in the last 24 hours, do we know how many people might use it?
Well, we don't actually know quite how many want to get out at this stage and want to use it. And we can't, when we say repatriation, we're not bringing people on Hercules planes all the way back to New Zealand because we can only take just over 80 people on each of those flights. So we need to basically take them to a shorter distance place where they are also safe and then go back and get more when we can. But we're not going to be sending in our Hercules and our people, more importantly, into areas where they are going to get, there'll be more danger than there would be if they stayed on the ground.
Yeah, fair enough. Is there, my understanding is that we've had offers, New Zealand has had offers from well-connected, wealthier Kiwis working in the region, living in the region, who are offering charters and things like that. Is that the case?
Offer, actually, perhaps they've gone to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but they certainly haven't come to me as the Minister of Defence. I would say to people that you need to be realistic about this. We have flights. Emirates, for instance, as I know, is getting some flights out. Other flights, people are on the ground trying to get out and they can't. Suddenly they're stopped. So nobody wants to have a plane load of passengers in the air when there's missiles going past them.
No, 100% not. Let's talk about, with your GCSB hat on for a second, Minister, the teenage boys issue and extremism. Is this, what type of extremism are we talking about? Is it, you know, jihadi, or is it far-right extremism, or is it just any type of extremism?
That's the general thing, is that what the agencies, the SIS and the GCS are finding in focus agencies is that there is this cohort with connections between each other that seem very interested in watching extreme violent actions and who are very vulnerable. Often people who are alone, who are very vulnerable generally, and who may be themselves in situations bullied at school or something like that. It is actually just, and it's just a particular age group, and it's overwhelmingly male.
What do we do about that?
Well, I mean, the head of the agency say, look, parents need to know what's going on. I think that, look, as a parent myself, it's really hard to keep an eye on everything that your kids are doing, particularly online. And certainly there are things that the agencies do themselves where they disrupt a lot of this activity. The reason that they know about the activity is because they're actually watching for it, and because of extreme, normally violent videos coming in from overseas, but also they are games that are being created to feed that violent extremism.
Right, Minister, let's talk about the real news today, this poll.
Can I just tell you, I think the whole world is going through this really weird space at the moment, and there aren't too many prime ministers or presidents who aren't getting bashed around in polls. People like certainty, and what they're seeing, I think, the Iran situation, right people, and they just want that not to happen. I don't know what we're supposed to do about it, except to try and deal with the aftermath, which is trying to get New Zealanders to safety,
I know.
but also.
But isn't that part of the problem, Minister, that you say with the situation like Iran, people want certainty, and then you look at the press conference and what you get is gobbledygook?
Oh, but there's only so much you can say when at the very early stages of something like that, and it's really difficult when people want definitive answers on everything, but you just can't say it because of security reasons or because you're waiting for something. So look, It's a tough job being the Prime Minister. It's a tough job doing this in a time like this.
I know. The last time, I mean, because I'm thinking back to when, and I spoke lots at that time, when you were in charge back in COVID days, 2020, that election, and to be a couple of points above that level, the blue bloodbath, I think we called it at the time. It's not a great spot for him, is it?
Temporary thing. Look, we've still got a long way to go. We can start seeing the economy turn around. Our big worry is really, as a country, is what this war is going to do, obviously, to people who are killed or injured or displaced because of it, but actually because what it does to our economy. So people are worried, and everyone wants an easy answer. I can tell you, there are no easy answers in this stuff. It is just hard grind, and I don't think that people should get spooked by this.
All right. Who are you talking about there? The backbenchers?
the public generally. I don't think the backbenchers spooked at all. I think it's very important that people understand. And by the way, I mean, whoever got polled recently, I mean, I don't know anyone who's been polled, but I do think that polls have been shown. If I look at the polls on
it's your pollster.
The last US election, it's not mine. I don't own anybody. If you look at the last US election, President Trump was going to be ex-President Trump. Look what happened. You just don't know what's going to happen. And I think that people will see that the economy should be turning around and they will be feeling a lot better. I saw business confidence up to the highest rate. I think I recall it being in 14 years.
Yeah.
So things are starting
the numbers. The indicators are going in the right direction. It's the poll numbers that aren't. That's the problem.
Look, I think everyone's looking around for easy answers, but don't worry about that. It's
all right. Okay.
I'm sure things are fine.
Appreciate your time. Appreciate your time as always, Judith. Thanks for being with me. That is Judith Collins, the Defence Minister, defending her leader.